All right. It says that I'm live, I think. Let me double check. It's thinking about it. Okay. I think we're good. Welcome. So, on your screen is something real. So I want to make sure that we understand, or like when we're talking about the firmament, that we're talking about something that's real, very real. So I have some scriptures that I want to talk about, but there's a video that I'm processing. I thought I'd be done by now, but it's not quite done. We'll be able to hear it when it's done. It'll go ding. But we're going to talk about meteors and sonic booms, the speed of sound. And I can't say that I understand it all, but when that video is ready, it'll help explain what I'm talking about. Okay, there's above us, we see the stars, we see the black night sky, we see the sun, we see the moon, we see the stars, planets, all the stuff we see in the sky, right? And now we see a space station up there, and we see Starlink satellites up there. And a lot of people don't want to look up there to know these things, so that's fine. But I've been learning about the firmament, not necessarily the firmament itself, but we know that all the stars, the sun, moon, and the stars are in the firmament. Because that's what it says in Genesis. Let me put this on the screen and read you something. Because the firmament has a lot to do with the air. Basically the air that we breathe, just the air. We all know what that is. Let me read this. This is from Enoch chapter 18. Whoops, I guess we're going to have to let it, let's see if I can speed it up. Okay, it should start over here in a minute. We're going to read a little bit about what holds the firmament up. And the whole creation, to be honest. Okay, this is Enoch chapter 18, starting in verse 1. I saw the treasuries of all the winds. I saw how he had furnished with them the whole creation and the firm foundations of the earth. I saw the cornerstone of the earth. I saw the four winds which bear the earth and the firmament of the heaven. And I saw how the winds stretch out the vaults of heaven and have their station between heaven and earth. These are the pillars of the heaven. I saw the winds of heaven which turn and bring the circumference of the sun and all the stars to their setting. Did I read that right? Yeah. I saw the winds on the earth carrying the clouds. I saw the paths of the angels. I saw at the end of the earth the firmament of the heaven above. Okay, that's Enoch chapter 18. So, something that I'm going to play for you right in a moment, once I find it, is Michelle Thaler, NASA, whatever, scientist. Now, don't jump into who Michelle is or anything. Just listen to what she's saying. She's describing a rocket launch. And as she's describing it, actually, I'll wait till after, but pay attention really close to what she says here. If I unmute it, sorry.
Launches.
Okay, we'll start it over.
As a NASA scientist, I've gotten to go to several launches and landings of these Falcon rockets, and that's amazing. You know, it used to be that you would go to a launch, and a big rocket would go off, and everybody would cheer, and then you'd get in your cars, and you'd drive home, and it was all done. The amazing thing now is 7 minutes later, everybody just walks to the other side of the building and watches the first stage of that rocket land. And that is something that is mind-blowing. Your eyes basically, it does not compute. You cannot believe what you are seeing because this giant thing comes down from space faster than you could imagine. And this is something that's a several story high building. It's a big thing. It comes careening down, and just before it gets to the ground, it stops, settles down, and then gently lands. And one of the things that I love is that you don't even hear the sonic boom until after you see it land. You watch this thing come careening down, then stop, land gently, and then you hear boom, boom, because it broke the speed of sound coming in. And that is something that I am just really amazed I lived to be able to see.
Okay, so she just described the launch and the landing of a rocket, right? Well, let me turn that down a little bit. Here's what she's describing. There's our video. Okay, I'm gonna pause this one. Whoops, I didn't want that to happen. Hold on a minute. Sorry, guys. Okay, where were we? There we are. Okay, our video's done, so that's good. This is actually where I wanted to start off the live stream, but you'll understand a little bit, possibly without me even saying any words, but that sonic boom she described, maybe I should show you one of those. But also, there's one other thing that makes that same sonic boom sound, and it's a meteor like this. Okay, so that was in Russia in 2013. A meteor, sorry, came in, and they obviously heard it enough or something, or probably felt it enough to go outside with their camera, and it still took that long for the sound to travel from what made the sound to the camera. Do you get what I'm saying? We're gonna watch the same thing. Actually, let me go back and play just listen to this audio right at the beginning when it first starts happening. I'm not trying to get everybody jumping out of their skin again, because I did the same thing. I'm like, whoa. Let's see, right about here probably. I just got to tell people that things don't echo unless there's something to echo off of. Like that, you could yell down into a canyon, and what do you hear? When do you hear your voice come back? You hear it comes back after it bounces off of something and comes back to your ears. So we can kind of get a sense of how fast that the sound travels through the air. And I'm not trying to get technical, but that sound that you're hearing there, now listen to, let me grab a different video and we'll come back to this one. Sorry, take me just a second to find it. Okay, it's this one. This is a rocket launch. You hear that sound? Okay, now we're going to go back to the other video again. And try to play it in the right spot. Okay, now we're going to go to the next part of this clip. And this will be 2 SpaceX Falcon 9 boosters landing. The next video coming up here, right here. SpaceX Falcon Heavy 2 boosters landing 2018.
Everybody see the other one?
Yeah, there they are. Coming in like meteors, real fast. They're going to do a final burn here in just a moment. There's final burn 1 and 2. 2 candles coming down.
There they are.
Double sonic booms. Down, beautiful landing. And I see 2 standing. Perfect.
There are the twin sonic booms. Landing legs up deployed.
Okay, so do you see the similarity between that sound of that meteor, or I keep saying meteor, I don't know why, meteor. There's something else I want to show you. Okay, do you remember how Michelle Thaler was describing this, right? Let's listen to part of that again.
Other side of the building and watches the first stage of that rocket land. And that is something that is mind-blowing.
Okay, she's telling you about watching this big, huge, 230-foot tall booster? That's really tall, guys. They're really big. Watching it come back in and land. So she's describing that here.
Your eyes basically, it does not compute. You cannot believe what you are seeing.
You cannot believe what you are seeing. Let me do this. Let me just skip over to this. We'll just get some of this going on. This is another same rocket, Falcon 9, with a Dragon capsule on it, right? So it's a Falcon 9 rocket. It's a 2-stage rocket, and it lifts the Dragon capsule into orbit. Now I'm going to play something on the screen and read it out loud. And you tell me what you think. Whoops, it'll come up in a second, I guess. This is Revelation 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Now listen to her again. Whoops.
And just before it gets to the ground, it stops, settles down, and then gently lands. And one of the things that I love is that you don't even hear the sonic boom until after you see it land. You watch this thing come careening down, then stop, land gently, and then you hear boom, boom, because it broke the speed of sound coming in. And that is something that I am just really amazed I live to be able to see.
Me too. I'm amazed that any of us are living to be able to see that. Because, let me get this, let's see here. I'm just going to play this in the background, but let's go over those verses again. And I beheld another beast. Let's see if I can stop this. No scrolling. There we go. Too much volume here. Sorry, guys. I'm just turning it off. Okay. I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. So, what I'm trying to point out is that people get the idea right away when someone says anything about Revelation, the book. Oh, what's your interpretation? Let's stop with that thinking. Okay? Here's the way I'm thinking about it. God showed John in the Isle of Patmos, he showed him a vision of the future. Very simple. He showed him what would exist at a specific time. Visually. He showed him images, or he showed him a vision of this, of the time of the end. So when we're thinking about what could be in that vision, because John's just saying beasts, and he's describing them, and there's these horns, and then it calls them kings and kingdoms and all this stuff that seems to be confusing, but it's really not at all confusing, because now we live in that time. So all the things that God sent in the vision and showed to John in a vision, visually, he saw it with his eyes. He described it on paper, what he was seeing with his eyes. So let's just look at this verse really quick. Let me just go over to a blank image so we can see it better. Okay. So John says, I beheld, that means I saw, another beast coming up out of the earth. Just tell me this, guys. Does a rocket come up out of the earth? Yeah, it does. Okay. I'm not saying it has to be this. What I'm saying is that this is something that it sounds like John was describing exactly this, and it exists in our world. That's the whole thing. Some people want to say, oh, it's the Pope and it's whatever, all these other things. Well, don't guess. Let's just listen to what John says and see if there's anything that exists in our world that matches with what John says. I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb. Well, there's a couple interesting things about that. On the side of the rocket, there's a falcon, and it has like 2 horns. But probably more interesting than that, it's a 2-stage rocket. There's a first and a second stage. Horns? I don't know. But it says, and he spake as a dragon. Well, SpaceX Dragon. It's a vehicle that SpaceX has built. They built 10 of them, by the way. of the resupply vehicles to go up to the space station. So here's what I want to kind of, bring out to the, so it's not like an elephant in the room. Where did that meteor come from? Did that meteor come from out of the Earth, or did it come from in the Earth? And what I mean is, was it inside of the firmament, or was it outside of the firmament, or don't we really know? The firmament, we don't really know what it's made of. A lot of people say it's made of glass. I know this. No, you don't. It says in Job that it's strong like a molten looking glass. It doesn't say that it's made of glass. I'm not aware of anywhere where it says it's made of glass. The word rakia, I think, implies something hard, like metal, like that, hard like metal. But here's what I'm trying to point out is that anything that is not in our world, and what I mean by that is in space or whatever you want to call it, the night sky where the sun, moon, and stars are, anything there happens to be moving at insane speeds that we just can't even comprehend on this earth. They're too fast for this earth. And so when a meteor comes in, wherever it's coming from, I don't know, but it's coming so fast, way faster than the sound that it's making. And that's why we get a sonic boom. And like I was saying, I'm not trying to get all scientific on about that. Basically, it's very simple. It's a limitation of our world that we've learned how to go past. The natural physical world that we live in has one limitation that we know of, and it's the speed that sound moves through different mediums, through the air or through whatever. And through the air, like at sea level, it's like 770 miles an hour, 767 miles an hour or something. And if you go faster than that, something happens that I know that a lot of people, like people that study aerodynamics and wind and things like that, they're going to tell you that they understand what it is. They're going to tell you, well, there's a pressure wave and a vapor cone. They're going to give you all these phrases that men have made up to describe something we've experienced when we go faster than the sound that we're making. And it's a sonic boom is what happens. The thing, there's like from the vehicle or from whatever is making that speed, that however fast it's going, in front of the speed of sound, it creates like a angled shock wave, like a bullet would. A supersonic bullet, not a subsonic bullet, but something that's moving that fast, it breaks the sound barrier. So it's not like it doesn't exist. It's still there. It's still there, but it's just moving really fast. But it's doing something to our reality that we don't comprehend. So that's why I brought up that meteor with the sonic boom. And that sound that it makes, that's the exact sound that it makes when one of these boosters, one of these man-made boosters comes in and re-enters Earth's, or the shuttle. The shuttle's another one. Maybe I can play a video of that. The shuttle. I think I have something here. How would I get to it though? I'll figure it out here. Oh, you guys can't see that. You guys see all what I'm working on? Oh no, you can't. Good. I have I'll show you a little clip in a little bit. Just something funny I made for Witsit Gets It's channel. It was just too easy of an opportunity. There we go. And I was thinking you guys were seeing my screen, but you weren't. Let me see if I can play just a quick video of some sonic booms from the space shuttle. Every time that came back in, there was sonic booms too. Let's see. Where was that? Here we go. I think this will work if I get you over to my desktop. There we go.
Jesus.
All right, made it back. All right.
Mother.
Twin sonic booms heralding Atlantis' arrival at the Florida spaceport.
So, should we read this, what it says in Enoch again really quick? I saw the treasuries of all the winds. I saw how he had furnished with them the whole creation and the firm foundations of the earth. Okay, so that noise that I'm pointing out when there's a sonic boom, that I don't know how to describe it. It sounds like thrust from a rocket, but whatever it is, that echoing, that deep echoing thunder type sound. We're going to learn about that noise a little bit more in just a minute here. Okay, I saw the cornerstone of the earth. I saw the four winds which bear the earth and the firmament of the heaven. So it's the four winds that bear the earth and the firmament of heaven, guys. Think about that. So what I'm saying is science does not have everything figured out. There's things that they have no clue about. And they say, oh, well, we send probes up there, or we have a space station up there. You guys aren't up there very high. You guys are up in the firmament. And this is where another confusion comes in, is there must be curvature to the earth. There must be. Otherwise, zero gravity wouldn't exist, guys. This is what the way that they think. If there was if there was no curvature, then you couldn't perpetually free fall around the spherical earth. What I believe, and I think it's quite clear, is that there's a realm of angelic beings called heaven above us. And there's things going on in heaven that we have no idea how to comprehend. Actually, since we're on this page, let's go to Enoch chapter 93 really quick. I just want to read you something. Because this is the truth about what we actually understand. Starting in verse 11 here. For who is there of all the children of men that is able to hear the voice of the Holy One without being troubled? And who can think his thoughts? And who is there that can behold all the works of heaven? And how should there be one who could behold the heaven? And who is there that could understand the things of heaven, or see a soul or a spirit, and could tell thereof? Or ascend and see all their ends, and think them or do like them? And who is there of all men that could know what is the breadth and the length of the earth? And to whom has been shown the measure of all of them? Or who is there of anyone who could discern the length of the heaven, and how great is its height, and upon what it is founded, and how great the number of the stars, and where all the luminaries rest? I'll tell you what, guys. Enoch was shown all these things, and he said this. He said, who is there that can know all these things? So don't be tricked in, like if you go to a flat earth debate, or if you're watching one or something, don't be tricked by the people that act as if they know everything. Because I'll tell you right now, they don't. And this is why I played the video of that meteor, because that's probably one of the best ways to maybe at least bring up the subject of how much do we really know about what's going on in the sky, what's going on with the firmament. How much do we really know? Do we know the height of the heaven and where the stars are founded? And we don't know all these things. We can listen to old dead scientists' ideas and pretend that we know, but it's like done in vain because we don't know. And then there's a lot of people that will just say, well, there's facts and we can know certain things. You can know certain things in your body while you perceive them. And then you can also have things that you think you perceive that are happening in your mind that aren't even real, like a solar system. The whole idea of a solar system, that's not real. And here's what I mean. I'll prove it to you. Okay, think of the solar system. Visualize the solar system. Okay, where are you? Where are you? If you're visualizing the solar system, where are you? Because from the Earth, you can't see the place that you are pretending you're standing while you visualize the solar system. Of the 7 planets that are in the sky, I've only seen Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Mars, and Saturn. I haven't even seen Neptune and Uranus. Never seen them with my telescope. I guess I've never tried, but what I'm saying is, from the ground, where we all live, there's no solar system. There's just planets flying around in the sky. Just lights up in the sky. And when we see shooting stars, look how fast those are moving. Everything up there is moving very fast. And so there's things like the shuttle disaster that broke up. Was it? It wasn't Challenger. It was. I'm having a brain block right now. Whatever one it was that burnt up on re-entry. That's a real thing, and that is the firmament of heaven. It is hard. It's hard like glass at those speeds. Do you get what I'm saying? Let me see if I can pull up a video I just thought of that can give us an image. It's a video that can kind of show us this firmament's edge or whatever. I'm not trying to be too specific. Let me see if I can find this video. Where would that be? Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? The speed at which something moves through the air is what makes it hard. And I'm trying to find a video. And I'm not having very good luck. No, I'm not. Okay. Maybe I'll have to just skip that, I guess. Let's just see what... Nope, I guess I don't know where that is. Okay. Let's go back to Revelation. Whoops, sorry guys. Let me I'm not going to play this whole video, but I'm going to play part of it. This is a video I made a little while back talking about the sound barrier. Let's just see how... I might skip around a little bit. Sound waves move through different mediums at different speeds, and through the air, when a jet's flying about 750 miles an hour, it's going about the same speed as the sound waves that it's making. Kind of like a boat pushes the water away, it creates pressure waves. And in the air, this is what it looks like. What I want to point out is that the physics we know in this world that we know, this is something that probably is like on the edge of some kind of limitation. Something moving faster than the sound it is making.
There it is.
The space shuttle doesn't fly anymore, but when it did, it would take about 45 seconds for the space shuttle to reach that speed of sound. And just like the same as a boat or a jet, pushing through the air creates a pressure wave, and this is what it looks like up close. And we can see this vapor cone quite clearly anytime something is traveling that fast. Here's the Saturn V. So when it reaches that speed of sound, something happens. And this is where it gets interesting. Watch these next few clips very carefully. Okay, watch for the vapor cone, and then watch what happens. Do you see that? So what is it that we are actually watching here when you see those ripples? As if there was a barrier of some sort that is being penetrated. I like to call it a firmament. Do you guys see that on the screen when it reaches that? Science would call it a shockwave, but that's not just a shockwave. Watch. It's called a shockwave, but I'm asking you to think about what's happening. And when this happens, it creates sonic booms. Alright, so we already checked out the sonic booms. This was just a little CGI right here of SpaceX Dragon coming back into orbit. And what happens is, coming back into the atmosphere, or whatever you want to call it, re-entry. What happens is a ball of plasma, it gets so hot, it gets like 5,000 degrees or something. A ball of plasma surrounds the vehicle. And actually, like when they were in the shuttle and they were coming back in, they would lose all communication. As if they aren't even there. Like, it kind of strange, but this is what I think it means when it says it's hard like a molten looking glass. Or we're actually gonna mention one other thing, because you saw those jets flying and going faster and how loud they are, all the noise that is being made here. I'm trying to find the video that I just grabbed. Where did it go? Oh no, I didn't grab it because I was... Okay. I remember now. Let me go to this and tell you about a deception that's happening. And it's right in front of our faces. Everyone. It's right... The whole world sees this. Let's look at that text again of Revelation 13. Okay, let's look at, let me do this. So the beast that came up out of the earth, who knows what it was? It could be a rocket, but whatever it was, it went up to heaven. Because, here, verse 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. Well, I guess I could get a different video playing in the background of exactly that. Would be probably this video here, but I gotta turn the sound off. Do you see that? Fire coming down from heaven. It comes down out of the sky. Remember Michelle Thaler telling us about it? Here's a bunch of quick images of it. And the words are right in the way there. Let me get them out of the way. Let me go back just a little bit. This is all just people around the area. So, the four winds, we learned from Enoch chapter 18 that they're quite important. Now, I'm going to pause that. Let me go back a little bit. Okay. So there's fire coming down from the sky. Well, in Revelation 12, John saw something that sounds just like that. He saw a red dragon up in heaven. And it cast down a third of the stars to the ground with its tail. John could have just been seeing this, guys. I'm convinced myself that this is what he was seeing. There's more reasons why, because let's get that text back up here again. Here, I'll do this. This will make it easier to see it. Okay. And he doeth great wonders. So he's doing great wonders, right? So that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. So that's the great wonders. So there's this beast makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Can you guys think of anything else that does that? If you can, put it in the chat. But it has to be legitimately, it has to fit that description. It has to be some kind of great thing that it's actually that he makes fire come down from heaven on the earth for people to watch, for people to see it in the sight of men. And not only that, it has to be a great deception, guys. And it has to be a miracle. Let's read verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. So the great wonders he was doing were miracles. And what was the miracle? It was very specific. It was to make fire come down from the sky. Is Elon Musk deceiving the world by landing rockets? I think something's going on here. Let's do this. Okay, we're going to read. We're going to go to the desktop. Actually, in a second we will. Because I have something to read to you about these winds. Two more things to read about the winds. Because in Revelation, there's a story. Whoops. Sorry, I'm trying to search for something. There's a story that I'm not going to ignore. There's some angels fighting with some other angels that are holding back the four winds. It's in Revelation 7, which we're going to go there in a minute. But do you guys remember in Job 38? Maybe even part of Job 37, maybe. But let me go to Job 38. First, we're going to look at Revelation 7. Because there's just some things about the wind that we need to keep in mind in these times we live in. I forgot to get you to the desktop. There we go. Okay. This is when the servants of God are being sealed in their foreheads. There's a time, and I'll read just the first few verses here. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. So that just gave us a lot of information that these angels, it was given to them to hurt the earth and the sea. The 4 winds. Okay? And then we're going to look at Job 38. Look at this. Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said a lot of things. He answered him out of the whirlwind, guys. And let me look up another one. Psalm 18. He rides on the wings of the wind or something. Let's look at this. Where is it? I thought it was here. Somewhere here. Oh, right here. Okay, sorry. Verse 10. And he rode upon a cherub and did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. Who is that? That was God. That's what he's saying. That's what this is. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation. Well, guys, let's look at Psalm 20. Okay, get ready for this. Verse 7. Let's read verse 6. Now know I that the Lord saveth his anointed. He will hear him from his holy heaven with the saving strength of his right hand. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of the Lord our God. They are brought down and fallen, but we are risen and stand upright. Save, Lord, let the King hear us when we call. Why did I read that? Some trust in chariots. You want to read about them? You guys will like this. Enoch 57, he sees some chariots riding on the 4 winds. Okay, look at this. Enoch chapter 57. And it came to pass after this that I saw another host of wagons. It says wagons instead of chariots. And men riding thereon, and coming on the winds from the east and from the west to the south. And the noise of their wagons was heard. And when this turmoil took place, the holy ones from heaven remarked it, and the pillars of the earth were moved from their place. So, do you guys remember about the pillars of the earth? Chapter 18 in the book of Enoch. Look what it says here. I saw how he had furnished with them the whole creation and the firm foundations of the earth. I think that would be the pillars of the earth. So the noise from their wagons, guys, it shook the heavens. Let's go to Enoch chapter 60 and read about it. Because there's coming a day, this is actually the book of Noah, a fragment, quaking of the heaven. In the year 500, in the 7th month, on the 14th day of the month, in the life of Enoch, In that parable, I saw how a mighty quaking made the heaven of heavens to quake. And the host of the Most High and the angels, 1,000 thousands and 10,000 times 10,000, were disquieted with a great disquiet. And the head of days sat on the throne of his glory, and the angels and the righteous stood around him. And a great trembling seized me, and fear took hold of me, and my loins gave way, and dissolved were my reins, and I fell upon my face. And Michael sent another angel from among the holy ones, and he raised me up. And when he had raised me up, my spirit returned, for I had not been able to endure the look of this host, and the commotion, and the quaking of the heaven. And Michael said unto me, Why art thou disquieted with such a vision? Until this day lasted the day of his mercy. And he hath been merciful and long-suffering towards those who dwell on the earth. And when the day and the power and the punishment and the judgment come, which the Lord of spirits hath prepared for those who worship not the righteous law, and for those who deny the righteous judgment, and for those who take his name in vain, that day is prepared. For the elect a covenant, but for sinners an inquisition. So that day, Enoch saw the heavens being shaken by some noisy wagons that men were riding. And then John saw a beast come up out of the earth, and he saw it make fire come back down. I've showed you guys videos of all these things tonight. Just in this video I showed you. Landing boosters, and that's literally fire coming down from the sky in the sight of men. And probably everybody in this chat knows that it's a deception. Oh, Davey313 says Witsit is live now. Oh, yeah. I'll play that little clip, and then actually I was going to end my stream because I think that's... I wanted to just keep it short. The things that we talked about in here are very important things because of what's coming in the future. Keep in mind also that it's September 23rd, 2017, which was a big day for a lot of people. That day is like 1,234 days ago. And just remember in Revelation 12, it talks about, it mentions 1,260 days. So what I'm saying is, I don't know what's going to happen. But I know that there's things happening right now that I showed you on the screen here. There's angels coming down, and it doesn't look anything that science can't explain. Get what I'm saying? It's just a sonic boom. It's just a meteor. It's just, that sound is just normal. No, it's not. And Enoch said that there was, well, it was actually Michael told him that there was a day that the Lord's long suffering, that was it. So then he'll destroy those who destroy the earth. So all I gotta say is come out of that. Come out of that. Let me grab a video to show you guys. You'll probably laugh. I sent it to Austin, but I don't know if he got it yet or not. I'm sure he did, but I don't think he probably got it on his computer or whatever. Let me see here. I gotta go grab it. I was playing with my CGI again, and I said, wait a minute. I saw a clip of something, and I said, oh, I might have to just, here we go. You guys ready? Here we go. Oh, no sound. Hold on. Let's start it over. How's that? You guys like that? So yeah, I'd say go over and watch him when we're done here, cause he's over with Nathan, and they got some. I always have some fun stuff to watch, so I like what they're doing. So yeah, guys, beware of the things happening in the sky. They're no good. There's a dragon up there. Pretty sure it's Satan, and he's fighting with Michael. And we're involved in that war down here too. Alright guys, have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.